Good evening, everyone. Tonight I'm doing a video in the garage because it's late at night and my room is right next to my parents' room, and if I started shooting blasters off or talking loud enough for the camera to hear, they would get pissed. So I'm doing it in the garage where they can't really hear me. So I have a few things to talk about. One is I fixed my snap pistol. As you might remember from a couple of videos ago, the trigger broke off. So with some difficulty, I smashed this off. I mean, it was really well on there. It wasn't coming off by accident. And I had to actually take the entire thing off, even the whole clothespin and everything. And I screwed this in and glued it back on, so it's staying on there pretty nicely. And it's actually, wait a second, this one, okay, it's still got a really good seal. So let me fire it. And I made a spiffy little half-inch PVC, CPVC sliding breech, which I like a great deal. These things are a lot of fun. And they're just really nice, especially when you can get your hands on the magical nesting half-inch PVC, because that makes life a lot easier and you don't have to sand the CPVC so much. But let me just stick it in here. And the other day I was testing it out, and I actually found that if I fire it straight up, and then I can actually reload it as fast as I can, and I'll have it fully primed and reloaded by the time the dart actually hits the ground again, which was pretty fun. So let me get some darts. These are two of my chainmail slugs. I stick one in my mouth. Well, both in my mouth, I suppose. And so that's firing very nicely. Just as nicely as it did before. I'm going to get those darts and then I'll show you the next item. Let's see. Here's one! And, where is Fudge? Ah! Okay, found both of them. Good stuff. Okay, so now, I made another snap pistol today for a friend of mine who's having his birthday tomorrow, and I'll be giving this to him tomorrow. So this is my newest edition of the snap pistol. Everything is mechanically fastened. It's got a wooden grip. It's got a custom L bracket that I bolted onto the bolted and glued on to the clothespin. The clothespin is also screwed into the thing. You can see the screw right in there, just goes straight up, and the wooden grip is screwed in two places to this PVC, which is snapped on and screwed in, so it's firmly on there, it's not going anywhere. And this one works pretty well. It just recently popped a sort of a leakish thing. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to figure out exactly what's going on tonight. I think it's something to do with the plunger head not being quite right, but I'll figure that out. But it still fires pretty nicely. Ah, there are those darts. Yeah. There's a reason they call these things snaps, because they snap pretty snappily. And the next thing is, well, it's something I've already showed you. I showed you the snap bow before. But this time I've stuck my hopper on it, and it works pretty well. Like, my pump snap that I made is kind of pretty crappy as far as pump snaps go, and it doesn't actually work very well with my hopper. But this works pretty well. So I think I've got 4 darts in here. There we go. 4 out of 4, and this thing can hold 7 or 8. So if I can go to Nominate 2, I'll be bringing this and my snap pistol and my pump snap. So hopefully I'll be able to go. I really hope I can. Next thing is the new pump snap I'm working on, which I probably won't be able to finish by the time of Nominate 2. Is this. Well, this is what I've gotten done so far, is the plunger tube. And it also is having some issues with the rubber washers on the plunger head, so I'll have to see to that. But I gave it a full K26 plus a little bit more, like that much. I don't know, I think I cut down another K26 at some point, so I had that lying around, so I figured I'd just stick it in there. Doesn't seem to help much, but pull it back. And it's got a different method of the pump, because as you can see, I've got a piece of 1/2-inch PVC wedged onto the back of this 1/2-inch CPVC, and this thing is a 1-inch to 3/4 inch PVC bushing, in which is, you can look there and see there's 3/4 inch PVC nested inside there's 3/4 inch CPVC, which has a loose sliding fit on the plunger rod, and that 3/4 inch CPVC is mounted inside 3/4 inch PVC, and those things are just mashed into the 3/4 inch bushing. And I'm gonna screw this to the slide rails, so it pulls it back and just slide the thing back forward, and then when you fire, I'm not actually going to fire it because I just don't feel like it, but I'll deep prime it anyway. There we go. But I'm still working on this. I'm going to make a custom oak stock for it, which I'm still working on designing. It's got like 8.5 inches of draw, which is more than a regular pump snap, so it's a bit difficult to incorporate that extra 1.5 inches. Doesn't seem like much, but it really is. And then for anyone who might be wondering if I've gotten any progress on the sword that I've been working on, no. Mostly because I've been trying to find jobs, which is a pain in the ass, and I've been working on this other stuff. But I have been working on making this, which is kind of a dagger. And I just cut this out and mostly ground it down, actually. I used my dad's bench grinder in the workshop, and I ground an edge, on a rough edge. It's not very sharp. This is going to be my guinea pig, my test knife, for whenever I obtain the equipment to do forging and heat treating and stuff. Basically, I'm just going to stick this in the forge and then quench this and see how it all works. I might try some other scrap pieces of steel that I have lying around whenever that time comes. But this is going to be my initial test knife, and it's got a slightly tapered blade. It actually looks straight whenever you look at it that way. Whenever you look at it that way, you can tell that it's tapered. And I think I might try heating this crossbar up. It's just riveted in there right now, but I think I might try heating it up to a really high heat and then bending these pieces, because it's 2 pieces. I'm going to try bending them in and then forge welding them together, if I actually can. If the time ever comes. But we'll see. I think that's all I've got for tonight, so sleep well, my pretties, and have a great day, as always.